Hey everybody, and welcome to our Week 6 Survivor recap for one of the most crazy, chaotic episodes ever in Survivor history. Now, you would think that means we're going to have an amazing, super great recap, which we do because we are being joined by JR from Opposite Worlds and John Richardson, as always. However, I kind of had some crazy audio problems in the beginning, so you'll see I'm not here for the beginning. This intro is happening actually after the show. I just wanted to remind all of you guys to know, make sure this weekend, Saturday, let's go with Saturday night, you guys check out yourrealityrecaps.com/reality rally, because that is where all the information is going to be up for the reality rally that we're covering next weekend, live streaming everything, the dates, all the events, so you're not going to want to miss any of that. Plus, thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. It really helps support our shows, as does using the Amazon link on the homepage of yourrealityrecaps.com to start any of your online shopping. You guys don't pay any more, they give us a little bit back, and it's super duper amazing. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Reality Recaps. Now look, all of that being said, I also know you're kind of used to the edited show. This is not going to be an edited show. You're just getting it straight, live, and unedited. But hey, I gave you the fun little intro, and now you have this intro, so now you're probably like, oh my god, enough intros. So, okay, let's see what's happening over there in the past. Like Opposite Worlds past. How that went. And then John and I will see you guys back on Monday for our amazing race show. Then we, like I said, are off to the reality rally. Then I promise once we get back, everything will be running smoothly again. Okay, so, no, wait, I was gonna say goodbye. I'm not saying goodbye. Here's the show, everybody. Ooh, maybe I should do a fade or something.
And we're live. Hello, everyone. Sorry we are late. We've been having technical difficulties. As you can see, Eric is not here because he is the technical difficulty. So JR and I have been here patiently waiting till it gets done, and we decided to say, you know what? Who cares? So get out. JR and I are going to take care of this. I'm John Richardson. You can follow me at Comedy Jonah. Take it away.
I'm JR, and you can follow me at The Real JR Cook.
Awesome. So welcome to our Survivor recap. We're going to do a real quick one because we kind of got a late start, and we definitely don't want to keep JR waiting. But, you know, as always, you can go to yourrealityrecaps.com, support us by clicking the Amazon link, support us by clicking all the links that you see. It really helps us out a lot. Check out Melissa's blog. It's going to be up today, so on last night's Survivor episode. But speaking of Survivor, what an episode, huh, JR?
Wow, there's a lot went down last night.
Much went down.
Dude, I like to tweet during the live episodes, but that one made me I was so nervous with Tribal Council that I just sat there staring at the TV and maybe tweeted like once or twice.
The only tweet I got out last night, because there was so much going on, was, you know, for girls, don't wear a pink bra on Survivor. It just looked so dirty. It was just like, oh. So I guess we should just start from the beginning, because, you know, the whole thing with the Cops Are Us. Tony's been on the other team. Last week, his team won the challenge, and what does he scream out? Top 5! Woohoo! And it pissed off, her name escapes me with all the technical difference. With who?
Sarah.
With Sarah, yes.
Yeah, right in her face.
Right in her face. So she's on a team all by herself, right? But now everyone's merged.
The merge. That was good to see. And that really is where the drama began. As soon as they hit the island.
As soon as they hit the island. You know, I love the merge because, you know, we get to see them struggling with food. We've got to see them struggling with the rice being poured out, the Brains team, right? I love seeing the boat coming with all the food, and especially the wine. You know, it always makes for a good moment, I think, in Survivor. Definitely. Go ahead.
I was like, and then, like, I mean, right after, they start getting the food and whatnot, the food, I think, or they open that note and see that holy crap, there is a special hidden immunity idol.
With special powers.
I mean, I don't even know what to think last night. Like, I was like, oh, God. It could give somebody insane amounts of power in the game. Who knows?
Right? I don't know. It's going to be like a U-turn. Is it going to be special powers
Yeah.
like Amazing Race, Opposite Worlds? What's going on? Oh, my gosh.
I don't know. I know, though, they're all going to be searching for that thing like crazy, especially, like Tony, as fierce as he is.
Oh,
In this
totally.
game, he will not give up until he finds that.
But so last week I was with Eric and we were talking with Melissa and they were both talking about the blue shield and the trust and the honesty like that cops and law enforcement have, and Tony swearing left and right on it. Didn't bother me too much last week, but I think it's starting to bother me a little bit because he's sitting there going, swear on your shield, Sarah, you'll do this, swear on your shield, and then in his side interview is like, oh no, I'm totally lying to her.
Oh, I know. It's like that. I don't think anybody in his real life will ever believe him when he swears on the shield or the blue blood crap again.
I would crap if I got pulled over by him because I don't know what the hell he's capable of.
Nobody will ever gonna take him seriously again if they're pulled over by him.
Exactly right. I'm going to be pulled over, and all of a sudden there's going to be pot in my mask. There's going to be crack cocaine in my back pocket. I mean, I would just pee my pants. I would just be so nervous. So Tony, yeah, he's quite something. Did you think that Sarah might kind of turn?
Okay, when Tony and Sarah were on the same tribe, she was pretty much right in his back pocket. He manipulated her to do whatever he wanted when they were in the same tribe, and so when they came over in the merge happened last night, I fully expected Sarah just to be on Team Tony and do as he says, as she's done the entire game pretty much.
Yeah.
So I was a little shocked when she was kind of teetering back and forth which one to go. I was like, wow, she was up Tony's ass for so long, and now she's unsure because she knows she has a little bit of power now.
Oh, absolutely. And, I know she was mad about the him screaming out the Final Five thing. I would have been mad, too, in my dirty pink bra. But when they got back there, when he first was talking to her, I was really thought, okay, you know what? She's back. Cops R Us are back. She's going to do what he wants. And then all of a sudden she tells us in a side interview, I'm just as bad and conniving and lying as he is. And I would vote myself off if I could.
Yeah, she said that. I was like, wow. She is maybe like a little female Tony.
Another person with a shield.
Dirty cops.
Could you imagine if they were partners on a beat? I think
there's police brutality issues and stuff there.
If I was a victim, I would run towards the criminals before I would run towards them, being the shield. Oh my gosh, so funny. So another thing too, because she was bouncing pretty openly, I think, between the tribes as well, knowing kind of what.
Too openly, I thought.
I thought so too, and I mean, even saying that she's the president. And,
oh God, like what? Who died and left her queen bee? It went to her head. Yes, you do hold the power pretty much, Sarah, but don't tell everybody that you do. Everybody knows that you do. You don't have to rub it in their faces because it's only going to make enemies for yourself.
Oh, did she ever rub it in their faces? But then she did decide to stay with her new tribe, and we've got Eric coming back in.
Can you hear me now?
Oh my gosh, he's here.
Hi, everybody. You follow me at your reality recaps on Twitter.
Way to screw it up with your technical difficulties.
I know.
Oh, well, this just works out perfectly. So, okay, I don't know what happened.
We are talking about Sarah bouncing back from tribe to tribe. She just called herself the president. But a point that I wanted to make that you made last week, Eric, was, and I kind of shot you down, which I enjoy thoroughly, but we were talking about the badge, the code of honor, the line and everything. You and Melissa were like, that's bad. I'm like, who cares? It's a game. Now it's starting to bother me a little bit. I'm starting to, it's starting to bug me. JR and I were just talking about I would be scared to death to get pulled over by Tony because he's such a liar. That, yeah.
Yeah, well, here, that's great. You guys talked about it. We don't have to have an opinion on it. Have we talked about Kass yet? Because I think that's where...
Just about to. You came in at the perfect time.
That was the woman of the hour, her and Sarah, I guess.
So, what did you think, JR, right from the beginning with their whole argument that kind of led off this episode?
All right. As a lawyer myself, I really want to like the lawyer on Survivor, and it's just not happened for me this season. She has been the most bland, boring person on this season. It kills me to listen to Kass.
Yeah.
And it even killed me last night to have to watch her, argue with Sarah. I'm like, Sarah's a swing vote, and for Kass to be arguing with her. I was just like, play it more cool. Like, you don't have to kiss her ass or anything, but yeah. Don't. I mean, they was constant arguing back and forth, and I just thought Kass should have backed off a little and played a little bit more cool towards Sarah.
Well, Kass is beige. I mean, if beige could talk and walk, that's what beige would sound and look like, right? And if I was in the courtroom, I'd be like, you win. Stop beige, just stop it. Okay, I need color in my life.
No,
right?
If that woman makes it to final two and has to present her case to the jury, there's going to be a Survivor jury that is asleep at the end of her opening and closing argument.
Well,
if I walked in the courtroom and Kass was my opposing counsel, I'll just.
Oh, there is no way, and I think we're just jumping all around to whatever we want to talk about, so let's kind of go here. Do you even think there is any way that Kass can win now? She just gave up pretty much a guaranteed spot in the final three. For what? Like, she was in the 6, she could have knocked that other 5 out, then she's with her 3 of the brains, she could have made it to final 3 if she would have just stuck with them. No, you disagree, JR?
No, I don't know. No, I completely agree. I don't know what the hell she was thinking. She made an emotional move, I think. Sarah irked her, Sarah annoyed her, Sarah upset her, Sarah made her feel like a bully, and she took it out on her by voting her out instead of thinking of her end game. And I think there was a lot of emotional moves last night, and Kass was definitely one of the people that made them.
Well, I just couldn't understand what her whole problem was with Sarah. Okay, yeah, she's got a little power. Yeah, it's getting to her head. But just shut up and go along with it, Let her make those mistakes. I don't think Tony has an idol. We all know we did, right? Mm-hmm. And then at the end, of course, when Tony did, then they went to their second vote, which was starting to eliminate some of the other people. They were going to their plan, and I think Kass should have stuck with it.
No, I agree. I think that they should have just went with the plan, and then if she wanted to vote out Sarah because of a personal, emotional reason, that's fine. Do it next week.
Mm-hmm.
No need to do it this week. It was dumb.
So she broke her alliance up, and the first person on the jury is someone that hates her. It's not really...
Yeah. And the person who flips, I guess you could make the argument, except basically for Cochran, the person who flips is the next week, always the one that goes, because the people that needed them to get what they wanted to happen don't need them anymore, and then they betrayed their original alliance. Exactly. So, you screwed yourself over, Kass. As a fan of the game, I don't know what you're thinking. I think Spencer said it best when he was kind of like, well, guess who's never winning the game? Yeah, I loved it. What?
It was just her emotional moves. She's now a disposable player in that alliance, the most disposable. Like you said, she's going to be first to go next week. Mm-hmm. And if she doesn't go, it's because they think she's weak and feeble and can beat her in physical challenges later.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. 100%. Now, what do we think about this whole, there's the hidden idol with the special power in play? Do either of you know what the special power is? I know what the special power is. Do either of you?
Invisibility?
No. Do you know, JR?
Can you fly?
No. So should we tell the people? Jeff told everyone. It's not like I'm ruining a secret. What? Jeff, I think he said it on Entertainment Tonight or Entertainment Weekly. So Do you not want to know, JR?
No, I want to know. Tell me.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then if you guys don't want to know what the special power is, pull your headphones out for like 20 seconds. You ready? So you guys go. Okay, so here's the special power. Whoever finds the immunity idol, when they use it, they can protect one person as well to not get votes on them aside from just themselves.
So it's almost like having 2 immunity idols.
Correct.
Wow.
Just like
wow.
So there you go. So that's what the special power is. We'll discuss that more when it comes into play or not comes into play. Let's talk for a second, because I know we're going to end up talking a long time about this tribal council. Let's talk 1 second about the immunity challenge, which was a throwback to one of my favorites of that season when Eddie jumped in the water for some donuts and gave up $1 million for that challenge. But was it fair that Wu was allowed to wear the special shoes? Because, no one else got to wear shoes. He was wearing those little shoe socks. So what do you guys think of that, JR?
Well, I think I saw Jeff tweet last night something like the players had the option to either wear shoes or not wear shoes.
Right.
So, I mean, he was the only one that did it. So, I guess it's fair, but...
Those are the shoes that he brought, right? Some people brought tennis shoes, some people brought
I think they all
feet shoes.
Well, I think it has to be fair. So I think they all have the option if they want to wear it for the challenge, because that's what I was going to say. Jeff did say that on Twitter. But I don't know why people wouldn't take those, take the shoes. It would be at least more stability for your foot.
Yeah, I think I would have taken the shoes, for sure.
Yeah.
Wu was the only one, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And won.
Yeah, so it shows that probably wasn't a smart move. And you know what? Him being like a surfer karate guy, he's probably good at balance anyways. So him balancing, I thought that he would do well on that challenge, and definitely did.
Are you saying because he's a sneaky Asian, he did good on that challenge? No. No, here's the thing about those shoes. They have little grippies on them as well. I actually have a pair of them. So, I don't understand if they were allowed to look at them, whatever. But I agree. Definitely, I think his karate or martial art training was clearly a good balancer for him on that challenge. I don't know why other people didn't do it, but I did like the whole, this is again, if I was doing mashups, I liked how we had a lot of this for 10 minutes of that challenge, or just people being karate kids.
I was really surprised that Mama Yoga didn't do better on
With
those arms.
You know what? Morgan was the last female standing, but she's so dang top heavy that those big jugs of hers, I think, made her go forward, and she got out of there. But
I know.
Milk does a body good. I mean, they're spectacular. They really are. That's some really good cleavage. I have to give her props for that.
But the breast could have been helping her in that one, because wasn't the wind blowing them backwards? It seemed like it was blowing at them, so she has another little weight pulling her forward. It's almost like a counterbalance for her.
I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing for her. I think it was a good thing for the viewers, but
right, big boobs and sticking out the rear back foot.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. Sorry, Beauty Morgan.
It's comedic.
Yeah.
It's comedic. It's comedic, Morgan. Yeah, it's comedic, Morgan. So, look, we're talking about boobs. Don't say we never did anything for you, Streets. So, right. So then we kind of see more of this kind of battle between the two sides. Which way is Sarah gonna go? I know that you guys touched upon that a little bit. Did you talk at all about Tasha kind of trying to be the peacemaker between Sarah and Kass, and then, Kass not really buying it, but I feel like where Tasha failed here is she didn't, specifically explain to Kass, hey, we're just trying to get her on our side. I'm still your friend. Calm down, Kass. We're cool. This is just her show so that she does the right thing.
Right?
Lunatic.
Brain, do the math. We're just trying to get her on our side.
Props to Tasha for attempting to mediate, a little bit, but yeah, just take Kass to the side. She seems to be, I thought she was a smart lady, Just break it down for her, you know, but I don't know if that ever happened. We didn't see it if it did, but I was like, come on, just break it down for Kass and let's move on.
She was just playing too emotional. Go ahead, John.
And I was seeing, like, you know, her probably having flashbacks of high school, like, oh gosh, you know, I'm not the popular one.
Always
sick of it.
I mean, look, as JR will
vote her out.
As JR will tell you, you cannot play emotional in this game. Like that was her downfall. Like she was playing emotional.
And it's difficult. I mean, it is so difficult to be in one of these games, and at times when your emotions are running high, not go with those emotions. It's hard, but if you want to win, you have to not play with those emotions.
Just ask Jeffrey.
This is true. Hi, Jeffrey. And no offense, JR, but like I would be a little bit more willing to go into a little bit of my emotions on an opposite worlds. I would hold them back a little more for a big brother. But for a survivor, this is $1 million. Anytime that my emotions start, I'd be like, oh, I have 1 million reasons to just calm the F down right now. Okay? I have 1 million reasons to. That's exactly what I would say to the people. And where was Spencer? And like during this whole Kass and Tasha thing, like why is he not coming in to kind of calm Kass down? Is that on the editing room floor, or I don't know. I'm upset with Spencer that he didn't try and do something. But I guess
like he's the voice of reason.
He's still in a good position though, so who cares whether he did or not? Kass now has a huge target on her, and it's not him. So actually, it's pretty smart. You should be proud of your boy, Eric.
But I don't think he's in a good position. I think they're not in the numbers anymore. Now the other side can just pick them off one by one, like they're going down now. No.
Right, but I think
he can set himself up to be in a good position though. With Spencer's strategic mind and stuff, I think he may not be in one right now, but give him a week or two, and I think he can do it.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Well, and isn't it funny how just 2 weeks ago, Kass was the one being like, "Oh, Spencer's gonna flip on us. Spencer's gonna turn on us, and if we save him, he's gonna." Oh, thou does protest too much, Kass. Showing her true colors.
Never trust what a lawyer tells you.
Well, this is exactly. Look, JR, I have said this, and you have heard me say this. You are like the exception to the rule. Yeah. Because I normally don't enjoy a lawyer on a show or in real life, but we loved you.
I agree. Same here.
Okay, so there you go.
Well, we can't trust lawyers or cops.
Exactly. Never trust a cop.
No,
never. I think Kass said that last night.
I'm looking for like a crystal meth addict. Like, okay, that's the person I want to be in alliance.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Well, that was last season. Artist. Hi, artist. Right. So yeah, what was with Kass in the beginning of the episode where she was like, "This is a crime scene, and there's like blood and murder, and there's murder and blood in my hand," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I think maybe she's just going crazy.
Yeah, honestly. She kept saying that crap, and every time she'd talk about an alliance, she'd be like, allegedly this alliance. I'm like, take your courtroom lingo and leave it in the courtroom, lady, and start playing Survivor, for God's sakes.
Seriously, Kat. She is crazy. All right, let's talk about this tribal, because there is just so much going on, and I think a lot of really stupid moves were made in this tribal. So should we just start with Tony?
Yeah.
Just for no reason at all, he wasn't really being threatened, but tell me if you disagree. And he's just like, "Oh no, there's idols around. There's idols, and I have one." For what point was that? I don't get.
Well, I love Spencer too. Show me. Show me.
Well, Spencer played it perfectly.
Yeah, Spencer totally played Tony. Definitely intentionally did that. Like, it was hilarious because Tony is like a little excited child. When he does something good, he wants like everyone to pat him on the back and be like, "Good job, Tony, good job, buddy." And he did that last week as well when he came back to his tribe and said that he like tricked Jeremiah and whatnot. And he did it again this week by pulling out that idol. Hey guys, I have an idol. He just likes to be patted on the back.
I don't I don't know if it's so much he likes to be pat on the back. I think it's more he gets that it's a show. Like, I think he's putting on a show for the home viewer. Like, I really think that's what he's doing. He's trying to be like, how can I make this really dramatic? Because, and you guys comment below and let us know what you think, although I can't see it. Do you think Tony and LJ had planned ahead of time to save each other? Because they would have watched, it was 2 seasons ago when that was like the huge thing, how I forget who it was, those 2 people that saved each other. My point is, I don't think it was random that Tony saved LJ and then LJ was like, oh, I have one too, I'm gonna save you. I think they both talked about it, they both knew, and they were both like, oh, this will make a really exciting tribal council. No? Yes?
I like to think that it didn't happen that way, but it definitely could have.
I just think that team is so tight that, you know what, he did a nice gesture. He was just kind of returning the favor. But I loved it when Tony's like, okay, let me see how this plays out and see if it played out exactly how I thought. And, oh.
It didn't. It couldn't have. Because there were no votes for Tony or LJ.
Jeez, I mean... I can understand a little bit of me can understand Tony playing his idol.
Mm-hmm.
But I do not understand LJ using his idol. I thought that was a dumb move, and he should have kept that sucker in his pocket.
Look, we see how strategic, and I wish they could tell us, and we'll never get to know officially, but you know how strategic Tony is. Yeah. I really find it hard to believe that he would play that idol on somebody else unless he knew he was getting an idol played back on him. It doesn't make any sense based on the type of a player he is in this game.
Okay, so then what do you think about this? I mean, he is strategic. He said this is how it's going to go down to his 5, the final 5, and then it doesn't play out like you said. So what does that do to the rest of his team? Like, hey, you badgered us to death about this is how it was going to go down, and it didn't. Maybe he shouldn't be the leader anymore. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if people's going to listen to him too much. His prediction, his little cop instinct. I mean, he's been on point a little bit though. Just tonight, last night was not his night though. He was off.
Yeah.
Oh, he was way off, and like as much as it sucks for the Spencer, the Tasha, and the whoever the hell else over there, I forget. It's good because at least they burn those idols. At least now those idols are out of play that they didn't even really know were in play, but at least now they're guaranteed to have them out of play. So I do agree with you. I think Spencer can kind of work that angle if he's smart. Like, they lied to you, they didn't tell you, what else are they lying? I've been loyal the whole time. So I think he can kind of work that in there. So now here's the part that I don't understand, and I know it's our job to explain. So Kass flipped, but what did the side with Tony and LJ and all them playing their idols? They knew that Sarah was going, correct? Like, they knew that all along. Sarah was going to go. Like, why did they play their idols? Who did they think was go? Like, I don't. That's the part I'm having trouble understanding. Like, figuring out what their thought process was that required them to protect Tony and LJ. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I don't.
No.
Hey, okay.
I don't see what you're saying. I think they were going to vote for Tony. Tony did do the idol, and then they were scrambling, going, we're going to go vote for the other one. We're going to do the other one. We're going to do the other one. Thinking it was LJ, but in return, they were going to vote off just a weaker person that just for the numbers, right, to get their numbers even higher. And didn't even think about Erica. And it kind of threw Tony and LJ with the idols. It threw them, and then, Yoga Mama got everybody to vote Sarah, right?
Yeah, I mean, props to Trish for, taking the initiative to go to Kass and talk to her about flipping. I mean, Trish may be the MVP of last night's episode.
On the best season ever of Survivor, as people are calling this, we're going to applaud her for playing? And making a move?
Last
What
night.
a good move.
Last night, though. Just not the whole game, but who else
Yeah.
made a better move than her last night?
Well, that's true. Definitely not Sarah.
It's not that she made a great move, it's just that everybody else made such crappy moves that it's by default Trish gets the MVP award for last night, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It was brilliant. It was a brilliant move on her part. I'm like, you're playing the game. Congratulations there,
Yeah.
Trish. And it must be harder. Like, I couldn't imagine what it would be like to actually be in the game, playing a game. But God, there must be some seasons where like people just watch and are like, if I was on that season, I would have destroyed these people. And I'm sure it's always easier to be, sitting at home and saying that than.
Well, I love your commenting about the challenges when you can't even do hardly anything physically.
Right. Well, that's true. That's true. As I said.
So, JR, I want to know something, and there's something I asked Jeff Rye. See, I call him Jeff Rye when he's on here, and then I'm just too scared when he's here. But when I asked Jeff Rye this on the show last week, what do you think of these challenges compared to Opposite Worlds? I mean, Opposite Worlds was like danger compared to these, right?
Yeah, some of these challenges on Survivor aren't as physically, aren't as physical as some of the ones on Opposite Worlds. Like that very first one we did, where it was like hand-to-hand combat on like a 20-foot platform, where there was like injuries. That was an intense challenge.
So
and,
what? Yeah, so
I'm floating on a freaking platform,
bouncing
on a doghouse. Like no, it's like I guess they don't seem to be that challenging. Yeah. But then again, I understand because they're all somewhat weak and feeble because malnourishment and whatnot, so they have to be careful.
Well, they're all in the past. There's no future there.
Yeah.
They do get quite a bit of like rewards though.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, now, John, hey, everybody, live show. So everyone hold on. We're going to have a little technical meeting right now. John, I have the broadcast controls on my screen. Have they been relinquished from you? Because I know that you need to go, and I'm worried if you leave, if it's going to just end it. But I guess we'll see what happens.
All right.
So I can stay on and talk to JR a little bit more, but I have broadcast controls. So I don't know what's
perfect.
Going on.
Yeah.
So
JR, it was always great talking to you. So I guess I'm doing the first half, and Eric's going to continue with the second half. So, anyways, thank you so much for being on. Guys, follow me at Comedy Jonah. I had so much fun. I love Survivor. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye, John. Hopefully this doesn't cut us off, JR, and keeps it going. Fingers crossed.
Mine are too.
Go ahead, John. Go. Okay, I think we're still here.
I hope. All good. I thought I'd be live by myself for a moment.
No. Okay, I apparently still have control, so this is good. Apparently, I can open... Let's see, 1 second. Bear with us, everybody. Okay, great. Let's do some questions, JR, because I think I can pull some up. Okay, let's see how this goes. Michael Riccardi says, the beauties should all team up. They outnumber the other two now. Do they?
Well, there's Jeremiah, Morgan, Jeffra,
and LJ.
LJ.
Right.
And then bronze would be Tony,
Sarah. Yeah.
Sarah, no.
No.
Woo.
Whoa.
Okay, yeah, so it's 3, 3, and 4.
Yeah, so then I guess they do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, well, clearly, Michael, that was not the storyline we were building from episode 1 when we had to hear about these stupid blue blood and badge and swearing. Like, that was my favorite part of last night, where they were trying to, like, oh, could this be an issue for Sarah and Tony? I'm like, I don't know. You've been beating us over the head with it for 6 episodes, so I'm pretty sure it's about to become an issue for one of them. I doubt it's just getting swept under the rug.
Yeah, it was definitely about to boil over.
Yeah, definitely. Kass, haha, Dolphin Poet Melissa, who blogs Survivor for us and Amazing Race, and just did an amazing King of the Nerds special, which you can check out on the website, says, Kass has no chance at winning the game. You have to keep your head in the game, not up its ass looking for cracks that aren't there. No pun intended. So, I agree.
Yeah, totally agree.
I agree with her on that. All right, Cindy Jansen says, Kass went from a solid top 3 to a 6th place in the other group. So stupid. Team Spencer now. Well, good. We are glad that you are on Team Spencer. And that's pretty much as far back as I can go in the comments. So I guess I can't read any more comments. Okay, so JR, is there anything, like, what were you super excited about for this episode? What was like, oh my God, your moments from this episode that you just are dying to talk about?
Some of my big moments, I guess we've talked about Kass just being a completely emotional player when she, and then going like whoever just commented just said she basically went from being 3rd in the totem pole to last. And that was not thought out on her part. She played emotionally, and that's what she gets, and that's what she deserves playing that way. Also, another big moment is Sarah's power trip throughout the game, throughout the entire show last night. Throughout that episode, it was, I'm queen, I'm president. She rode her high horse right into tribal council and then rode it right out.
And she went out pretty good for somebody who was acting like that, I have to say. I mean, she was completely entitled with her, like, oh, well, the other side said if I go with them, I get to pick who leaves. And so, like, I completely agree with you. Totally entitled. And then blindsided, you know, to boot. So I was kind of floored that she was just like, okay, bye, Jeff.
Yeah, she took it like a champ. She did. I've been a fan of Sarah until last night's episode, and I saw her have quite a few downfalls all throughout that episode. So it was kind of disappointing to see because I really wanted her to go further until last night's terrible moves. And I thought, wow, you've made moves. You're that cocky. You gotta get brought down a little bit, and she did.
Right. I mean, personality-wise, and Sarah, if you're watching, I have police officers in my immediate family. I get it. I think police officers have to have almost that void of emotion / superiority complex. And I think she encompassed both of those really well this episode to her downfall. I mean, they were what were her downfall, but I think it's what lets her be able to just kind of be okay walking out and also feel more entitled and I should get to do what I want to do. When talking to people like Kass and Tasha and probably Spencer too. But I can't believe that Tony didn't prey more upon their police bond and stuff like that. Or maybe they did and we just didn't see it. Yeah.
I agree. I was surprised. I thought for sure he would be on her butt the moment he got on that island and would just be blue blood, cups are us, over and over in her ear, basically like he had been when they were on the same team. And we didn't see it if he did do it. So, I mean, maybe he did. I don't know. But I completely expected him to.
I expected him to, too. And even he could have just simply made the lie up like, hey, Sarah, I got them all on our side. Like, it's me and you to the end, just like we said when we were together. But look, I got them all on our team now, too. So let's just roll with them a little bit and we'll pick them off and do whatever you want with her after this vote. But,
yeah, he could have played it off just like that.
Yeah, and I mean, he probably did. I'm sure they had so much to get to with everything in Tribal and all the other stuff that they just kind of...
Tony seems to be a fairly smart guy in the game. I like Tony. I'm rooting between him and Spencer. I like both of them a lot. I would be completely happy at this point if either of them won the game. They've played well, both of them in different ways. They played well. So Team Tony, Team Spencer, I like them both. But I really hope Spencer can get back into it next week.
I do too. I mean, Spencer definitely is my pick to win this season, and it started off kind of as a joke, but now as we go along more and more, I seriously think he definitely is my pick to win. I don't see Jeremiah. I don't think he is smart enough to make it far in this game. I think Kass burned her bridges. If Morgan gets there, she's going on looks. So I mean, really, I feel like it's kind of between Spencer, Tony, maybe a Woo and Natasha.
Yeah, so what do you think about Tasha? Yeah, yeah, that's, if I had to pick a third, that'd probably be where I'd go to.
We haven't seen enough of her, though. I feel like all we've seen is just her reacting to Jatia dumping the rice out, or kind of saying, ooh, can we trust Spencer? Let's keep him in the alliance. We haven't really got into her brain enough for me to really feel how she's going to play this all out. But the fact that she's smart enough to know to diffuse the situation between Sarah and Kass makes me believe she is a good strategic player. So I don't even get, like, I don't think like a Morgan or an LJ. Oh, no, I think LJ, but like Morgan, Jeremiah, I don't think they would know to do that. No. I think they're just like recruited models who were.
Yeah, Jeffra, I don't think she would be able to either. But yeah, I'm ready to see Tasha be more proactive instead of reacting so much, and I think she has the capability to do it.
I think she definitely does too. Well, you guys comment below. Let us know who you all want to pick for the win, or if you agree or disagree with our choices. Now, I don't want to put you on the spot, JR, but here's what I'm thinking, and I should probably talk to one Mr. Steve from Opposite Worlds about this, but John and I will not be here next week for the Survivor show because we will be in California setting up to stream the reality rally. But I wonder, I know Steve already hosts Survivor shows. I feel like Steve, you, and maybe Jeffrey should all do like a Survivor recap for us while we're away.
You may be onto something.
I may be onto what?
I will actually be seeing Steve this weekend.
Well, sell that Steve on it, and I'm going to send.
I'll pitch it to him and see what he says.
All right, his recaps are already on our website, so he should have no problem. But we're stealing his for next week anyway. But I just thought it would be a fun little twist upon them. So other than that, JR, is there any other late breaking Opposite Worlds news that we need to know? Is there anything happening in the Opposite Worlds world of yours, or is everyone okay?
You know what? I talked to Frank, Steve, and Jeff Fry pretty regularly. I keep in touch with Sam and Wyatt as well. But as far as the others go, I haven't really heard much from the others. I know I wasn't as close with Kronos, so naturally I wouldn't speak with them as much as I would, Epoch and stuff. But as far as I know, I think everybody's good. I don't know. I'll be seeing Steve this weekend. I'll be seeing Wyatt sometime at the end of this month, I believe. He's coming through Tennessee. And then in May, I'll be seeing Jeffrey. So I got some plans to be meeting up with a few of them. I'm excited.
And when you'll be seeing us, hopefully, how about in June, you come out to New York for the Big Brother premiere party?
I'm down for that. Yes.
Do it.
Definitely arrange that.
It is all the Big Brother people. It is completely free. Adam, Pac hosts it. We live stream it, but it's super cool. It's going to be like 10 times bigger this year than it was last year. But it's just like, where else do you get to hang out with a ton of Big Brother people and just watch the premiere episode?
Put me on the guest list.
All right, we'll put you on the guest list. Now, here's my other question. What do you think? All-stars or not all-stars for Big Brother this season?
I'm going to say not all-stars.
Not. Why do you say not?
Just because there has been a crap ton of casting calls over the last month or so, and there's a crap ton this month. I know there's one here in Tennessee this month, I think maybe. In Nashville. So I don't know if there's a commercial a week or two ago. So I don't know. There's just been a lot of promoting Big Brother casting stuff for it not to have new players. It may be a mix, but it's definitely going to have some new blood, I think.
Oh, definitely. I need a lawyer to protect me in this sentence here. So you just interject if ever I. No, I'm totally kidding. Here's what I've heard, allegedly. I think when it's an all-star season, they will throw you off by still doing all the casting stuff because it doesn't hurt for them to go through people to make it easier for the following season. Like if they find someone they really like or whatever. So they'll do that. But where I completely agree with you was last week when they put the commercial on during Survivor. I was like, oh, well, that to me seals that it's not All Stars. Because why would they lose that advertising money? Why would they? So I don't, and I hate to say it because I've been beating the drum that this season is 100% All Stars, and now I think it's just not anymore.
If you could pick one returning player to come back this season, who would it be?
Any person to come back for an All-Star season. Oh, no, for this current season.
Yes. If it was All-Stars, yes, or whatever.
Oh, God in heaven. I would... do I want to be killed with this answer? I'm going to say, everybody, and everybody relax, because they're all friends now. I'm going to say Amanda. Because...
Ooh.
I think she could have a good redemption story if she wanted to, and if she didn't want to, would be really good TV destroying that place apart.
Yes, she would. Yes, she would, with her banging on the HOH door.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Then if you're picking Amanda, that kind of messes up my pick.
Oh, I could repick, because I was going to say like a Britney or a Reagan.
Because I was going to say I'd like to see McCrae come back. But if you're going to put Amanda in the house, then I don't want to put McCrae in there with her again. We don't want to go through that.
No.
So I'm going to say Judd.
Really, Judd? I like a Judd. I
know it's picking two people from last season, but I think I want to see more of McCrae's gameplay without Amanda.
I completely agree with you on that one.
And but if I don't know, if I was going further seasons back, then I don't know. Maybe I really like watching Danielle, Evil Dick's daughter.
Oh, Danielle, hands down, one of my most favorite players of Big Brother ever. And let me say this before we get too far away from it, people, because I know not all of you are obsessed with my Twitter timeline. I would like to point out, and the article is over on yourrealityrecaps.com, Alyssa, Rachel, Amanda, all friends now. War is over. They're all cool. They're all moving forward. I even believe Helen is good now. They're all good. So save your death tweets to me now that I said Amanda. Thank you. I love all of them equally, and now I'm allowed to. So, I love Danny Donato. I would love, oh my God, I would love a Kathy. I would love a redo of what people call the worst season of Big Brother ever, which I believe was 12, with Reagan, Brittany, Kathy. Or
I like that season.
You didn't, or you did?
I did. I didn't have a problem with that season at all. I'm a big Britney fan too. I think she's hilarious. Very entertaining.
That's why I loved it. Never in my entire, and I've seen every single season, I would literally cry. I would be laughing so hard at just the interactions between Reagan, Brittany, and Kathy. Brittany doing Kathy impressions, Reagan doing Brittany doing Kathy. There was just so much funny stuff that always happened on the feeds that season. Of course, it was when we were all introduced to Brennan and Rachel, and then the rest is history. So yeah, I love season 12, and I know people call it like one of the worst seasons ever, and I don't get why. What was your favorite Big Brother twist?
I don't know. It's always crazy when they bring another eliminated house guest back, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. There's been several that's been positive and negative, feelings about. What about you?
For me, hands down, my favorite one, again, which I don't think is the popular most favorite one, but I loved the twins one, when the twins kept swapping in and out of the game. When, like, one had to, like, live in the little room and then would come swap in there to see if anybody could figure it out. That, far and away, was my favorite twist of all of the Big Brother seasons.
Are you watching BB Canada at all?
No, but Dana is, and recapping it on our website, and just interviewed the last two people evicted. But no, why? What?
No, I was just wondering because, I mean, I haven't been watching the live feeds or anything, but I do watch the episodes the next day when they're posted. And I was just going to get your take on that. It's a good season, I think. I think it's a pretty good season.
I heard it's a really good season. My whole problem with that is we're already covering like 10 shows and preparing for Reality Rally next week. Yeah. But most importantly, they make it impossible to watch. Like, Canada, just let us watch it. Don't make us get VPNs, which you keep canceling, and all this. I tried to get into it in the beginning, but I just kept getting cut off, and I was like, this is enough. It's too much. Dana, fortunately, lives in Canada, so she gets to watch it. She writes up the blog. She fills me in, and McCrae and Spencer actually do recaps for it as well that we throw up on the site too. So I feel like that's a good enough. I don't need to watch it. It's good enough. Well, JR, anything else that you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
Oh, you know what? We've covered a lot. There's a lot that happened last night. We covered it. You know what? Speaking of Sarah's power trip, though, that we talked about earlier,
right.
She did a swing vote last night. And in my season of Opposite Worlds, I was in a position, and I was a swing vote. And so I can somewhat relate to her getting kind of a big head. I just was I played it a lot better than she did, you know.
Well, clearly you played it a lot better than she did because, again, I
can relate to the fact that she got a little excited about it. I like Sarah. I really do. I rooted for her this season. And last night I hated to see her go out in such a bad episode like that. It was just horrible for her. But.
Yeah, I felt horrible for her too. I don't. I mean, I feel bad for her. I think that she had a good chance in this game, and she let her emotions get the better of her. I totally get being on that power trip, but on the same. Oh my God, it's $1 million. I don't think I would talk at all. I would do everything I needed to do to charm, casting, and production, and get me on that show, and I'm going to be everything that you want me to be on the show. And when I get on the show, I would just be like, I got nothing to say unless I have to.
Exactly.
You are not backing me in any corner. Nope, we're going to have no conversations until I need to. I would play a Dan game, and I hate to say that because I don't really like Dan Giesling, but it's probably because we're a lot alike, and I would play a Dan Giesling game. Like, don't get out too much, create, like, fantastic lies to, like, I would do all of that.
It may not be the most entertaining game, but it is a very smart game to play that way. I know a few times on Opposite Worlds, I just kept my mouth shut when I wanted to speak so bad. I just was like, you know what? I'm going to just play it cool right now. That's a good way to play. It's just not the most entertaining, but it's a good way to play if you're trying to win.
Yeah, if you're trying to win, which is, I know that's the balance. And they do recruit people that will play that way. Now, I will say, JR, we were so super upset because, we love you, Frank. Love you, Frank. Don't hate me. But, I wanted you to win, JR, because I knew that Jessica and you are getting married soon, and, you have all of your wedding planning happening. Can you tell us, is that coming along nicely? You don't have to give out details because some people might be crazy, but is it just coming along nicely?
Yeah, we have set a date for next April, so we have 1 year to plan it. We have been looking around at venues, just the whole 9 yards. Planning a wedding is stressful and expensive, but we've had fun. We've had fun doing it together so far, and it's good that we have it a year in advance. It gives us time to plan and have fun with it, and relax and not to stress about it because it's so upcoming.
Oh yeah, enjoy it. My advice to you is enjoy the entire experience because it ends up being over like that. And oh my God, if you enjoy doing the stuff with her, I'm sure she will love that. We will be waiting for our invitation. And I think everyone out there, any of you bridal or any of, anybody who can help JR, send him information, wedding stuff, if you have any, whatever, anything you guys can do to help JR with wedding planning and stuff, let him know. Let him know on Twitter. His links are below this video. So I guess that is it for this week, JR. Tell the people where they can find you on social media.
On Instagram and on Twitter, I'm at @TheRealJRCook. And you can like my Facebook page, which is JR Cook Official Fan Page.
And there you go. And links will be below. So that about wraps it up for us for this week. We have so much to do to get ready for Reality Rally next week. I think John and I are only doing one more show for Amazing Race on Monday, and then that is it. We have to check out. I'll be heading to California, and we'll be streaming for you guys live next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, basically all day long with tons of events. All of the information will be up on the website by Saturday afternoon, so you can read all the details, see everything we're doing. Of course, it's all for free. Just go to yourrealityrecaps.com/reality rally, and you'll get to watch live all weekend and see everything. So that's it, JR. I guess we will have you back because I apologize for my technical difficulties, and I want JR back for a whole show. So perhaps the first one after we get back, we will have to have JR back again so we can properly do a Survivor show. Sound good, JR?
Sounds great. And
okay.
Good luck next weekend, and have fun. I wish I could be out there with you guys. I'm excited to watch some of the live broadcasts you're doing, though.
I know. We know now for next year. We were here, everyone, a little secret. We were trying to get the opposite worlds people to come with us, but it turns out, we can't do it. It's not fair to the reality people that raise money, so we couldn't do it. But next year, we're going to do it. All right, that is all for today. We will see you guys all on Monday or on Twitter. Bye for now, everybody.